Join the 28-hour SQL Server Masterclass on the Udemy platform for only $15 instead of $89. Learn how to become a future developer or either a future DBA or performance expert on SQL Server with 150 exercises. The link to the promotion is in the video description. Okay? Want to get started on SQL Server? Then join me.
We can add options to improve backup, but you better use them sparingly. Okay, as this will be useful in some cases, but in other performance may degrade by changing some settings of backup. The first one is buffer count. It specifies the total buffers input-output to use the time of the backup. It can, if used excessively, generate error due a lack of memory, out of memory. The default value is calculated automatically by SQL Server. We can give it any positive integer. And see what buffer count SQL Server uses in order to activate two trace flags, the 3605 and the 3231, to see what buffer count is used by default. I would even say the majority of cases SQL Server works very well. There is no need to change it, but we can see how we can change the buffer count. A trace flag allows to temporarily define specific server characteristic or deactivate a particular behavior. It can in some cases be useful, but in other there is no need to use it. Sorry. So we're going to activate them. DBCC. Okay, let's go for the DBCC trace on with 3605 and 3213. Sorry, it's done. And DBCC trace statue allow to check whether the trace flag is activated or not. So here we see that the statue is in one. Okay. So the two trace flags are activated on the SQL engine. So let's do some tests and we'll do together a backup. Let's do for the first backup without the syntax buffer count. Okay, I will pause the video. So here 2 minutes. Okay, make a zoom. Around 2 minutes. 2 minutes as a reference time, as the bottleneck 2 minutes, and we see that by activating the two trace, if we go to the log file, xp read error, we see that its cell buffer code is 7. So that it says that the buffer count took the number 7, sorry, by default, to use the classic backup. We can control the buffer count. For example, if I type here buffer count equal 100, and if I make a backup with buffer count at 100, okay, let's go for the backup. I will pause again the video. Okay, backup is finished, and we saved 15 seconds. Let's make a zoom. 1 minute and 46 seconds. Okay. I must be careful with the memory. I can maybe use a lot of memory resource for this kind of backup. It's really worth it. all these to save only 15 seconds in the simple backup. Okay, we're going to exaggerate a little bit. Let's say I'm going to put 1,500,000 and I want to make a backup. Sorry. Okay, it's really quick. At 6 seconds, we have a error message. We have a insufficient memory. The system memory is in resource pool default to run this query. Okay. Personally, for the buffer count option, and I never use it, but it exists. Okay. Max transfer size. We can control the memory during the backup. There is also an option called max transfer size. Value in bytes. The default value is 124 kilobytes. Okay, and the maximum is 4 megabytes. It's a transfer unit that used between SQL Server and the backup support. Okay. So we will empty the log error again. Okay, it's done. And we will remake a backup and we will check if it's the 1024 kilobytes that it's used by default. Okay, let's go for the backup. And I will pause the video again. Backup is finished. So in terms of time, the time is quite similar, 2 minutes. Okay. If you look on the XP log file, XP log, make a zoom, we see that the max transfer size is 1024 kilobytes. Okay, but it's used by default. And if I put 4 megabytes and I made a new backup, you can see the syntax just here for max transfer size 4 megabytes. Okay, let's make a new backup and I pause the video again. And by advancing to 4 megabytes, we pass to 1 minute and 37 seconds. Okay, so we can see that there isn't a big difference in the time. We don't go from 2 minutes to 1 minute and 37 seconds. Okay, I will try with 2 megabytes to see if there a big difference. Pause the video again. 2 megabytes is practically the same thing. 1 minute and 45 seconds. We see that the times on SQL are quite similar. We can also associate buffer count and max transfer size. They are completely compatible. We can put them in the same backup. Okay, just right here. Buffer count at 100 and buffer size at 1 megabyte. Okay, if we launch the backup, so we are still at 1 minute and 43 minutes. Okay, so we hardly gain much in terms of backup. So it's up to you to do the test to see if you have any notable improvement. Okay, by default, I think that SQL already uses the right indicator to make its backup as quickly as possible. Why not trying big database? Maybe you will have a meaningful result. You should try it by yourself, but for me, I never use it. I've never felt that I have hit. Sorry, it's it's up to you. Okay, so let's go for the next demo.